Hello and welcome to Real or Bust. This is July 28th, 2024. Um, I've been waiting 2 weeks to do this video. I wanted to do it 2 weeks ago and then Trump got shot and I knew all the news would be about that. Then I was going to do it last week and then Biden resigned and the whole news would be about that. Then I was going to do it today and now you had this rocket that hit a Druze village in the Golan Heights. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to quickly get into that. The Druze rocket attack, the Hezbollah rocket attack on the Druze soccer field where they killed about 12 children. Maybe the count will go up. What's that all about? The Druze are not Muslims. They're not Jews. They were a sect of Islam, and about 1,000 years ago, I guess they were considered a cult. And about 1,000 years ago, I guess whoever was in charge, the Sultan, whoever, told them, "Look, we'll stop persecuting you, but you have to stop taking new members." And the Druze agreed to that. They just married their own after that, and they became a people. So now they're a people. They're not Muslims, even though I think they believe in the Quran. I think they also believe in reincarnation and other things. I'm not exactly sure, so don't quote me on that. But anyhow, in Israel, the Druze in Israel are loyal to Israel. In fact, they are conscripted. They don't volunteer to the IDF. They are conscripted. Okay? The Druze in the Golan Heights, a lot of them are not Israeli citizens because they're afraid. If they take Israeli citizenship, then if Israel gives back the Golan Heights, they'll be part in Syria, and Syria will seek retribution. The Druze in Lebanon are enemies of the Christians who are allies with Israel. So in the Middle East, it's not, there are no clear lines. Hezbollah just messed up big time, because now the Druze in Lebanon are going to see this. To say it's an accident, I don't know. That village is out of the way. Why they shot at it, I'm not exactly sure. That's why at first they bragged about it, then they found out they killed 12 Druze children. If they had killed 12 Israeli children, they would have kept on bragging. But Druze children, now they realize they have a problem. So how this will escalate in the next few week or so, a couple of weeks, we don't know. Israel has a problem right now because Iran has invented this new drone that Israel doesn't have a solution to yet. Whether, if they do, they'll obviously deploy that. I don't know what's going to shake in Lebanon. I know that already the Lebanese, they don't want this because Israel already promised them that we'll turn Lebanon into Gaza. So that's the last thing they want. Now, going back to what this video is about, is why the demonization of Israel. And this is something that I've grappled with for years. Now, if you're, I'm a leftist, I'll tell you that outright, but I'm a very strong supporter of Israel. So if you're a right-winger, you may want to put your fingers in your ear, or you may be a man or a woman and stand up and tell the truth, find out the truth. Why is the left is anti-Israel? That makes no sense at all. Never did. All the things that Israel believes in, all the things that the Arabs don't, like gay marriage, women's rights, all those things. The left, all things that the left cherishes, Israel is for, the Arabs are against. So there's no reason for the left to be. So why is the left portrayed as anti-Israel? First of all, we have to tell the truth here. The media is all owned by billionaires. It's not like Greenpeace owns the media. It's all these billionaires, whether it's MSNBC or CNN, all these supposed leftists, and even the state-owned ones. Well, they say the BBC is anti-Israel. Yeah, but the BBC has to answer to Parliament. Parliament, those people are rich. They can take consulting fees. They're not left. They're not. No, they're not left. They're rich. Okay, so they're anti-Israel. Why are the rich anti-Israel? Why are these large corporations anti-Israel? Well, let's look at the Middle East through the eyes of them, the people I call the puppet masters. Trump, Biden, Kamala. I'll get to her in a minute. These are just puppets. I'm talking about the puppet masters. How do they view the Middle East? Well, On one hand, you have the Arab world. The Arab world is large, it's rich, and the Gulf states are extremely rich, and they're all dictatorships. Why is that relevant? They're all totally corrupt. Now, is there corruption in democracies? Of course there is. But when you're talking about a dictatorship, we're talking about a whole new animal. Okay, this is something totally different. All right? And it's a gravy train. The Middle East is a gold mine for corporate America or corporate Europe or corporate Japan or China. Okay? Of course they're going to side with them. All these news networks, CNN has, I'm not CNN, I know Paramount has done business with the Arabs. I'm sure CNN has. They all do. This is a new market and they can get sweetheart deals because, in a dictatorship, all you do is you bribe the right person and you're going to get yourself such a great business deal. That's who the Arabs are to the puppet masters. Who is Israel? Well, Israel is a startup nation. Israel has more startups per capita than any country in the world. Okay, Israel also has a great military-industrial complex. Israel's a competitor. Israel's a competitor. That's why they hate Israel. Okay, who has power in this world? Is it those huge corporations, or is it those idiots chanting from the river to the sea, but they can't name the river or the sea? You know the answer to that. So don't blame this on the left, even though, every bone in your body wants to. That's simply not true. I know there's a problem here because everyone who supports Israel, as I do, they're all on the right. So now I'm going to tell you the truth. Now, if you want to debate me, you'll lose. You're not going to win this debate. Okay, I'd take on anybody if you want to debate me on this subject. You know where to find me. That's what it's all about. That's why the media is so anti-Israel. Now, and by the way, remember Kamala Harris, who I spoke to earlier, she's totally in the pocket of Silicon Valley. In fact, her brother-in-law is, I think what does he do? He's like a chief legal officer for Uber. So she's going to be as the most anti-Israel president ever. Not that Trump was pro-Israel. I mean, Trump signed a deal with Saudi Arabia to sell them nearly $500 billion worth of weapons, right? And by the way, don't think, it creates jobs. No, it doesn't. Those weapons are made in Egypt. They're not even made in the United States, okay? Now, let's look at people. What is this? Switching the topic, what does Israel have to do? Israel needs to, if anything, needs to learn they're alone. The United States is not their friend. The United States was never their friend. The United States was never a friend of Israel. Never. Okay? Think about it. 1948, Secretary of State George Marshall told Ben-Gurion, Israel's first prime minister, don't declare independence. Ben-Gurion didn't listen to him. What happened in the War of Independence, or the Sinai Campaign, or the Six-Day War? Was the United States helping Israel, or was the United States imposing an arms embargo? Now, after the Six-Day War, Israel wins the spectacular victory. Even the Russians were afraid to challenge Israel. Israel could have just crossed the Arabian Peninsula, taken all the oil. That's what the Americans would have done. That's what the British would have done. Israel didn't do it. Israel was just happy to survive. After the Six-Day War, the United States began to help Israel. Why? Because they like Israel, or because they need to control Israel? You know the answer. Okay? And also think about it. Every war that Israel was in before the United States was helping them was a spectacular one. Even the War of Independence, which took longer, but you figure that Israel was fighting armies with, guns, with rifles. They're fighting tanks with rifles. They still won. Okay, so none of this, without the United States, Israel can't exist. Yeah, Israel can do just fine without it. They proved in the past. Ever since the United States started helping Israel, every war has been a quagmire. Think about it. Every war is a quagmire. Why? The military-industrial complex loves quagmires because they can sell more weapons. That's why they love quagmires. All right? And, Israel is not, they cannot rely on anybody, right? It's sad that some of these people in big corporations are Jews themselves, but, there were Jews who did business with the Nazis. Look, George Soros' father. It's terrible. But this is what has to be learned. That's the reason Israel is so demonized. It's not because of the left, not because of these idiots. These idiots are just useful idiots, whether if it's of Iran or whether if it's Silicon Valley, anybody. They're always, they're just stupid people. There are always stupid people out there who will do your bidding. Okay? And yeah, so Israel is the competitor, and that's why they don't like him. Plus, now Israel's making peace, and this happened before the Abraham Accord. Don't give Trump credit. The Abraham Accord, Trump just got in just so he and his corporate masters could meddle into it. That's it's not that he cares about Israel. He doesn't. Don't trust Trump or Kamala. Israel has to realize they're on their own. Hopefully, I hope they're realizing it. What alternative do they have? I've thought about it for a long time, and they say Israel is the new Jew. Well, why do people hate Jews? Because of their success. The competitors hate them. That's probably the best way to go about it. That's it. That's all I have to say. Like I said, anybody out there wants to debate me on this, I'll be more than happy to. You want to blame it on those stupid kids who don't know the river or the sea. I'll debate you. You have something better? Go ahead. You won't. All right, that's it. That's all I have to say. And by the way, I'll put a link. I made a video a month or two ago. It was about why Silicon Valley opposes Israel. And again, Startup Nation, you'll get to it. I'll put a link to it if you want to watch it. All right, that's it. I am out. Have a good Sunday.